Sometimes in life our minds create invisible barriers that prevent us from seeing the world as it really is. Reality is much more than what we can see with our eyes or feel with our hands. It is also what we feel inside and how we interpret those sensations. Have you ever wondered how to see what is hidden from normal perception? Stay until the end of this video to uncover the mysteries of human perception that are as complex and vast as galaxies. At the heart of our perception is something special. It is desire. Desire is a kind of mirror that reflects our essence. It is a powerful driving force that guides us to achieve what we want in life. Our desires are closely related to the purity of our intentions. If we don't have sincere desires, it's like a candle trying to burn without air. But here's the important thing. When our desires are genuine and come from good intentions, not from selfishness or material aspirations, they can be the path to gaining wisdom and enlightenment. When we pursue something with sincere intentions, for the sake of growth and positive change, we truly understand ourselves and the world around us. Meditation is a powerful tool that helps us explore and realize our true selves, which are much deeper than our physical bodies. Often people see themselves and the world around them through a narrow prism, but meditation allows us to discover that we are not just physical beings, but souls living within bodies. Our consciousness is not limited by the boundaries of time and space. There are many examples of people in meditation experiencing events that have not yet occurred in our physical world, seeing them long before they happen. This suggests that our lives may follow a certain plan or pattern that exists in another dimension, beyond our normal perception. This plan unfolds in our reality at its own rhythm. If events are seen in meditation before they physically materialize, it may mean that they are already predetermined or set for those who are deeply connected to this dimension. Meditation allows us to tap into this multi-dimensional dimension and realize that our existence is much broader than we are used to thinking. It is like awakening to a deeper and more all-encompassing reality where time and space function differently. Can we change our future? Of course we can. When we make changes in our lives, it's like turning onto a new path, creating a future that matches our changes. It's amazing how flexible human destiny is. Like water, it can flow in different directions depending on our decisions. Even more amazing is that our lives are shaped more through our beliefs and feelings than through actions. How we see ourselves affects everything we do. If we begin to see ourselves differently, for example as stronger or kinder, our actions will align with this new perception. Starting to change yourself to fit a new self-image is like making sure you're a good cook. You will start cooking more often, improving your skills. By changing the way we see ourselves, we open the way to a different future. This process changes not only the way we see ourselves, but our lives as a whole. Our perceptions shape our actions, and our life experiences in turn shape our perceptions. It is important to realize how powerful our thoughts and attitudes can be. Every significant change in life begins with a change in our thinking. The future, no matter how carefully we plan it, is full of diverse possibilities. Each time we make a choice, we find ourselves at a crossroads where each path leads to a different outcome. We perceive the world in two ways, one based on our everyday experience, on what we can see and feel, the other on a deeper, spiritual level. People once referred to these two ways as the carnal mind and the mind of Christ. The former reflects our sensations and desires, the latter is seeing from a higher spiritual perspective. There is a famous saying, "The natural man does not understand the Spirit of God." This means that when we see the world only through the prism of everyday reality, focusing solely on the present moment, the past and the future lose their significance. But when we look at the world through spiritual eyes, time appears in a very different light. The past and future become as real as what we can physically experience. What seems only an idea or a feeling to those who live in the here and now becomes meaningful and real to those who perceive the world spiritually. What often holds us back is that we rely too much on our physical senses, what we see, hear and touch. This makes us blind to those things that cannot be perceived directly. To truly understand and see the unseen, we need to shift our focus away from what our senses dictate and instead focus on our inner feelings and thoughts. When we imagine our desired reality long enough and persistently enough, it becomes as real to us as the physical world around us. Deep reflection and concentration helps us take our minds off the everyday and immerse ourselves in the reality we want to create. The key is to sincerely focus on what we want and visualize it in our imagination. Distracting ourselves from what our senses tell us and directing our attention to unseen things grows us spiritually. This allows us to see beyond the obvious, beyond what is right in front of us. Since ancient times, those who have been able to look beyond the physical world have been able to understand unseen truths. This ability to see does not depend on eyes or ears, it requires practice and value. Without developing this skill, we cannot comprehend spiritual truths because they are revealed to us only through higher perception. The more we practice controlling our thoughts and desires, the more amazing possibilities we discover. The ability to control what we imagine allows us to shape our future according to our aspirations. Desire is the driving force behind all of our actions. If we didn't have desires, we wouldn't do anything. Our actions are always aimed at achieving what we want most. For example, when someone overcomes an addiction, it is because their desire to get rid of the addiction is stronger than the desire to continue living with the addiction. The desires that truly motivate us are the ones we focus on the most. The strongest desire occurs when we strive for something we don't have, but which we believe has the potential to make our lives better. Every desire is deeply focused on getting something good for ourselves. The more satisfying the realization of a desire is, the stronger it becomes. This is not surprising, because even the most noble desires have at their core a desire for personal gain. If our desire weakens, our actions also begin to lose strength. The spiritual part of us communicates with the everyday, earthly part of us through our desires. The secret to success and moving toward our dreams is to listen to those desires and act on them immediately. It's like answering the phone call from our dreams. It's important to pick up the phone the moment it rings. When we want something, it's as if we are already beginning to embrace it on some level. This echoes the thoughts of the philosopher Blaise Pascal, who said, "You wouldn't be looking for me if you hadn't already found me." This means that the very presence of a desire indicates that we are on our way to realizing it. When we fully embrace the idea that our desire has already been realized and begin to act as if it has already happened, we begin to change our future. Our beliefs have tremendous power to turn thoughts into reality. Once we begin to truly feel and believe in the realization of our desires, every part of our being, body, mind, spirit and emotions, begins to work in harmony to make it happen. The best way to make our dreams come true is to imagine how we would feel if we had already achieved what we want. This act of imagination creates a pathway for our desires to become a reality. For those who are not used to this way of thinking, it can be difficult to believe in what seems invisible and intangible. However, there is a technique that can help you see and even bring into reality events that have not yet occurred. This method may seem simple, but it is actually very powerful and is based on much research and practice. The first step in this process is to clearly define what you want. You should have a clear desire or goal. Then visualize an event that will mean your wish is fulfilled and see yourself as the protagonist of that event. This is like creating a mental movie where you are the star and your dream is the script. The third step is to relax your body as if you are about to fall asleep. Sit back, relax and close your eyes. With your eyes closed, begin to visualize your goal, picturing every detail as clearly as if it were already happening in reality. Concentrate on the event you want to attract into your life. Imagine a mental movie in which you live that moment, feeling and seeing everything as clearly as if it were actually happening. This process helps your mind accept the possibility that the event is real, which in turn increases the likelihood of it happening. It's important to not just watch the scene like a movie, but to truly experience it, feeling every detail as if it's really happening right now. To make this mental experience even more real, you should choose an action that is directly related to the result of the fulfillment of your desire. For example, if you dream of a promotion at work, imagine the moment you receive congratulations from your coworkers. First, relax your body. You should be in a state close to sleep, but still maintain control over your thoughts. In this calm, half-asleep state, imagine that your colleague is standing in front of you. You extend your hand and feel a firm handshake, accompanied by a mental conversation that corresponds to the situation related to your promotion. The key is to be fully immersed in this moment, not just observing yourself from the sidelines. Actively engaging in this mental process turns a distant dream into a real possibility. You are essentially bringing a larger reality into your current life. It's like merging different times and places into one. The difference between active participation and mere observation is the key to making a dream a reality. If your goal is to reach a higher level of consciousness, it is important to hold this mental scene until you fall asleep, visualizing it as vividly as if it had already happened. If you practice this technique regularly, you will begin to notice how these mental images begin to materialize in reality as well as in your imagination. To help this process along, feed your mind with positive thoughts or affirmations that you truly believe in. Even if they don't seem real to you yet, keep focusing on these thoughts until they become part of your inner reality. In time, they will begin to manifest in your life as truth. Once you fully accept these positive thoughts, your mind and spirit will begin to work together to bring them to life. Imagination is the foundation of faith and hope. Each of us has an incredibly powerful tool, the ability to imagine, dream and wish. With this tool, we can create any reality we want. Imagination is like a lens through which we see our future. It is important to make sure that this lens is not distorted by fears or doubts, to keep it clear and focused on what you want to achieve. Developing the ability to visualize, believe and desire is a key aspect of creating the life you want. By mastering this practice, you are not just shaping your future, you are taking control of your destiny. Remember that the power to change your life and reach new heights of consciousness is within you, in your mind and imagination. Always fill your mind with positive thoughts and beliefs before you complete your meditations. This will allow you to align yourself with the divine, and then extraordinary things will begin to happen. When you achieve success, don't forget to celebrate it. Celebrating is a way of expressing gratitude to the divine for all that you have and all that you are. And when you celebrate not only with your body, but with your whole soul, you attract even more joy into your life. I hope this message brings you value and joy. If it has touched your heart, please share it with your friends. Your likes and comments are very important. The more you participate, the more people will be able to receive this message. Wishing you a wonderful day.